played it at like.
Yeah, they added
when-
one extra tank. Yeah, there was
Did
one
they?
extra tank added. Yeah, to the
I
Germans.
played it early this morning
Yeah,
because
I
I got
did
woken
too.
up.
People think I'm full of shit when I say that they're on the ball. They've always been.
Nah, I mean the Hornet Sting update, there was some problems, but they've been patching stuff. They've been patching stuff.
They always do. Most people just don't pay attention to the patch notes.
I'm still waiting for Q.
They just go off what some random bait tuber says.
I'm
Bait
just
tuber.
about, I'm just about to
Yeah,
leave
they
Q
make
though.
up some shit, you know, to try to start drama.
No, I
And
don't
then,
like
and
the
then,
changes.
and
I
then
don't
the
like the
develop,
changes for the radar that they made though.
and then the developers listen to the feedback and change the game, and it pisses me off because they don't, because they give in too much. But it's hard. But I understand that it's hard for them because they try to they give a shit. I put
Alright,
polls out
Q.
constantly.
All right, Q. Are you ready?
Can I get an invite?
Waiting
Use
for the game to load. It's loading unusually slow for me right now.
use
Damn.
MIA. So.
I'm just setting out the loading screen, Seth. Calm down.
No.
I know it's your
You're
first
deli-
day back in 2 years, but calm down.
Look,
Give me a minute, dude.
I had an excuse.
You was here when I built
Fuck.
this computer.
Here we go.
I've never taken this long to load into the game in the past 3 years.
What do you got
Except
in that
maybe
computer?
one time.
What do you got in that computer?
I got ice cream converters.
Oh, big bet, big bet, big bet.
We're doing German for now.
Who's Columbia?
Me. I changed my name.
Why are you copying me?
I'm not.
Oh, good. I can see your lineups again. I'm glad that they restored that feature. People bitched it out because they said it was too busy for the AI or UI or so. I don't remember why, but I'm glad that it's back.
That was a really, really dumb excuse.
Well, I mean, I've talked to you about how this happens before, right?
Yeah.
They create a bunch
I
of
don't
a group wants to see the game burn, so they create a bunch. They have a bunch of alternate accounts and shit, and they
Alright, Q,
spam the
you ready?
developers.
What tank did they add to it? It's the same three.
No, go to the German. I mean, the Germans only had two whenever I was playing.
Oh no, they had three when I was playing it
Oh.
this morning at like freaking 2 in the morning.
Battle of Jutland. Ah,
3. And
those
they
are
only
naval
had 2.
battles. Well, I don't have any of those
I
ships.
could have been wrong.
I don't have any of those ships that they want for the Battle
I
of
ha-
Jutland.
I don't really play naval, so.
I'm gonna see what battle rates are doing for Sim today. Ooh,
Q,
that's
can
not
you
bad.
please-
What?
Oh, Q.
You made me a leader? Okay.
Accident, but
Here, I got you. I got you.
Okay. Yeah, my internet hiccuped a little bit.
You kept saying Q and I was already queued. What do you mean? Look, Sad, I told you I got a shitty ass. I feel like shit. I'm trying to take care of it. I'm drinking this vitamin shit, and electrolytes.
Oh, I feel bad too.
I sweat myself to death when I was asleep last night, and then I didn't drink much before I went to bed, and I just fucking passed the fuck out.
I went to bed early, and then I woke up at midnight,
Mm-hmm.
and then I woke up again at like
That's pretty much
2,
what happened to me,
and then
basically.
I woke up again at 5. I'm like, no. Oh, they got the fucking Zeppelin.
Yeah,
they
grab-
got the Zeppelin. The Zeppelin is death trap. Don't bother with it.
I think I'm spawning
No,
left. What do
no.
you think?
The first time I fought it in a SPAD, it took all my ammo.
I think I'm spawning left.
Spawning left. Alright, I'm spawning the A7V because it's goated.
Nah. You know what was awesome? I killed like 20 people in the truck.
In the truck.
The Russian
Yeah.
one, yeah.
It was amazing. I ran out of ammo and just had to.
Seth, he spawned where everybody else wasn't.
Ah.
By everybody, I mean us.
Meh. You want to flank around hard right?
Just up
Or
to
you just wanna go
500.
straight into
Sit out in
battle?
the open and wait. Idiots. Idiots just pop up and you blow them up. They whiff you.
But yeah,
Well,
I've
this is
lately.
the definition of W simulator. Like,
Yeah, just cruise control 1 and we'll be. We'll be rolling along just fine.
everybody complain like, oh, stop playing the game like it's press W simulator. This mode, press W simulator.
I don't know what you're talking about.
One thing I don't like is the Mark V has some.
I don't pay attention to what a lot of people say because it's usually stupid.
Well, I was playing Triple Entente earlier, and one of the things that I didn't like.
I focus
was
more on
that-
teaching people than listening to their BS.
Well, I'm just telling you what my
Hey,
personal
there's a
experience
guy-
earlier was.
Never mind. Oh, neutral steering.
There's-
That's nice.
Yeah, so the Mark V gets fucking neutral steering also. But the Mark V has some what do you call it? Traction issues. It doesn't have a whole lot of traction for like
It
hills
ha-
and stuff.
That's because it has really thin treads, I would assume.
No, they're wide. They're wide.
Wider
See
than
the
this?
the treads are wider than the A7B because the brute. See the brute Panzer right next to you? That's a Mark IV. The Mark V is basically the same thing.
I know. But
The treads on the Mark V are really wide and it's having traction issues.
hold on, this guy's having. Look at this guy.
So- Yeah, he's right there.
I'm gonna go help him.
Yeah. Also, the A7V is really good as an anti-air because of all the machine guns.
Mine is actually fairly good for anti-air because it has an air burst round.
Oh, the truck has a shrapnel shell?
Yep.
Really? Oh, hey, speaking of air,
You know, in this game, in War Thunder, they have a simulated like gear system for all the vehicles, right?
Now, trying to get the shrapnel shell to do what you want it to do is another problem, but, you know.
Oh, the spat didn't fall apart at all.
He is about to now.
Ooh, sweet.
I have 1 kill and 1 assist.
Oh, dude, I saw the infantry's pushing up.
Yeah, the enemy infantry, I'm watching them push.
Our infantry's pushing up at A. It's pretty lit. Pretty awesome.
I have a feeling if I shot a shrapnel shell at them, they'd be very sad.
Yes. I do too.
It is a 75, no, it's a 70, yeah, it's a 75 millimeter shrapnel shell.
You know the Abrams 120? With the 120 has a multi-purpose heat shell that's also an airburst shell.
Turning
proximity
straight.
fuse.
Let's see as many enemies as I normally do today.
Well, another thing that the Abrams has in real life is it can fire incredibly long ranges using geo-targeting data.
Yeah. Well, yeah. But I think that would be a little busted. It's like, let me set the geo-targeting to the helicopter spawn and just shell the helicopter spawn.
Yeah, that's a pretty good point, actually. Well, just because they had it doesn't mean they always used it. I mean, ask Nordic.
I mean, that's true.
Nordic drove their Abrams in real life. He'll tell you they never really used it anyway. Watch out behind the house, right here.
Yeah, I know. I've
Little
got my
French
gun looking
fuck.
at him.
Little Frenchy benchy.
Oh, I hit the fucking light on the top of his tank.
I can't stop my hand from shaking. This is the real reason why I haven't been playing tanks a lot lately. You know?
Yeah.
'Cause I try to aim and my hands just, I just can't get a good beat on like, I have a better top for my computer to use, but I still need to sort out my mouse arm issue. You know?
Are Are you having carpal tunnel issues?
No, Seth and I
No.
did a test to see about that. It's just there's like too much tension in the way that, like, whenever I'm using my mouse, I can't find a good position to where it's relaxed. So I build up a lot of tension, and whenever I go to aim in the tank, I'll try to do minute adjustments, and my hand starts jumping around.
Ooh.
And then
I
my
want-
wrist and fingers start hurting.
Lower the DPI and basic, whatever.
It's my
Push.
hand, Seth. Like, DPI ain't gonna help the fact that I'm moving the mouse by like 30 degrees by accident every few seconds. Instead of like a centimeter, you know?
While I enjoy this mode, I wish the airplanes was the SOP with camo versus the DR1.
I'm
thought
sure
it was-
they'll.
I thought that was the camel.
No, it's a SPAD, it's French.
It'll be fine.
But I mean, the SPAD, they could have this.
This is more about the Western Front than anything, I guess. So
It
there's
is,
some
but
French
that's
stuff,
also-
isn't there?
Yeah, there is. There's a Saint Charmant and the SPAD. They're both French. And I wish the Germans got the Gothic armor also, but we're not.
Yeah, I don't really mind either way.
Is this supposed to be the April Fool's event?
Yes.
It came out today, it says.
Yeah, it did.
That's weird. It's the April Fool's event, and yet you
Seth
unlock
thought-
tanks.
Seth thought
Yeah,
we
you
were
can
getting.
unlock vehicles for it. Yeah.
Seth thought we were getting biplanes with tanks on top of them. Because
Well, no,
of that drawing the
on
other day.
Yeah, on the thing, it had a Sherman with P-51 wings.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna shell some of the infantry with these HE rounds.
I got killed by pounding your mom. Think I didn't pound my mama?
But yeah, try to avoid getting in these weird mindsets about some things. It really doesn't. It really is too good for you.
Well, all I have is shrapnel shells. This thing
Just
comes with
in-
HE rounds, and now I'm out.
And try to enjoy the game for what it is, and not worry about anybody else's stuff.
It's time for me to back out and to die.
Nah, you can't resupply at that point. I mean, I
Yeah,
know
I'd
the
have
point's
to
all the way
get-
in the middle, but
yeah, I spin in the mud.
that's true. It is a car.
Yeah,
and it
very
has-
thin
it-
tires,
Yeah, and it has very sad thin tires.
which is very anti-traction.
And I am driving backwards. Which
I
doesn't-
noticed the A7 that we have has the tracks are different than the British one. They have gaps in the treads.
Well, the A7 is German.
I know. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying that it's designed, yeah.
Well, no, the Panzer in game is a Mark IV. It would be different.
I know it
than
is.
the Mark V.
I know it is, but the treads on the Mark IV are all like flat. There's no gaps in them.
Aircraft finished off. Oh, it
Yeah.
was already dead.
Well, that's why the Mark V had better traction than the 4. Part of the reason. And that's why I'm
Yeah.
like, the Mark V's having really weird traction issues.
Well, that one guy that got stuck, I got stuck there too. It's because he was trying to go up the side of the trench where there was like a slope, but the ground there was deflated from where? And because instead of crossing at a regular spot on the trench, he tried crossing there, and so I got stuck after pushing him out of there.
Where'd you get hit from?
I don't know. Somewhere in the front, I guess. I wasn't paying attention. Anyways, I've just been trying to resolve that issue that I've been having, so I just mainly been playing Air Sim, which I've been having a lot of fun with.
I played a little bit of Air Sim. Not a
I
whole lot,
honestly prefer it at the moment. It's
though.
my
Playing a lot of
preferred.
RB.
Like, I have a better, I've been having a much better experience in Simulator. There's like a larger area of play, so you can like approach things differently. You know what I mean? Instead of it just being like somebody spotted you, and if they're in radio range of the rest of their team, they'll just automatically know where you are. In Sim, that they have to communicate. You know? If that makes sense.
Well, one thing is with the keen vision is that tanks actually disappear on RB now, which is weird to me.
Keen vision, huh?
Keen vision skill crew. They changed it so that if you don't have it leveled up, there are sometimes at very long ranges tanks won't appear for you.
Well, usually, you know the drill. Usually when they add nonsense
Yeah.
bullshit like that, it's because people got on the forums and did all that crap I was talking about a second ago. There's ever since tanks came out in the game, there's been a dedicated group trying to that came from the World of Tanks community, and a lot of them ended up becoming actual players of the game. But a portion of them created a group that's just malicious, and every few months and every year, they do some shit that makes the game worse for everybody by creating the illusion of the majority, and then they get YouTubers on board. They get them to crash the economy and other stuff. You know?
Well, the economy crash thing was over the repair costs, I thought.
Let's
just
not
what I thought.
let's not get into. Why do you think the repair costs are a thing in the first place for the same fucking people?
No.
Let's not get into that because there's multiple times that they've crashed the economy over a bunch of lies and bullshit. They make a post buffing the economy and they get people up in a frenzy, and then YouTubers wanting to seek up drama, they get them on board, and they're lying ass. It's just a fucking circus. But usually but that's why a lot of nonsense stuff ends up getting changed in the game.
You?
And then the developers usually end up shadow buffing it back up to where it was. You know, where they hide it in patch notes.
You ready?
Yeah. And same thing goes with the economy. Those people complain and whine to get the economy legitimately worse. And then the devs shadow buff it. Seth's been around for years to see me keep complaining about it. So I'm like, I can't play this game, and I quit for a few months till they buffed it back up.
I think they need to put EC back on realistic, like they did a long time ago. Like, in the events tab, have a realistic battles EC.
Well, that's the plan. They plan to. Like, the original plan for EC was for all modes. Arcade, realistic, and sim, but there's a lot of things they're fixing with it.
Q, what's
I'm spawning on the left side, Seth. That way we'll get the chance to spawn together this time.
Pick the truck.
Beep beep.
I forgot, Seth. I just clicked go.
You see this as a 75.
Yeah.
Was this 57?
That's 75,
What?
you said.
No, for the A7.
Yeah, it's a 57.
Yeah, it's 57.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to fix the direction of travel.
You're good. You liar! It's a 76 on the Brute, on the Garford.
Oh, sorry.
No, I'm just fucking.
I don't know. I just remember it was a 70 something.
You know what's funny is before you came up, Gabe, we were like 76. We were talking about it being a 76 before you came, and then we just forgot. Oh, there's artillery.
Look at
Seth.
these sad tires, though.
Seth, you might want to go forward. There's artillery. You're not gonna make it.
I'll make it. I believe I'll make it. I didn't
What are you,
believe hard
orc?
enough.
You didn't believe hard enough.
Nope.
I like how you're just immediately I didn't believe hard enough. Anyways, Gabe, we can get in all other stuff later. Where have you been? I've been waiting to see you for like years.
Been doing things. I've been working. I work at a Valvoline.
Okay, Q, watch me fire this gun.
Okay. Oh my god, you can't even fucking... It blows you back. It almost flips you over, too.
Yeah.
What was
My
this thing
God.
thrown together?
It is technically, you know...
I was getting pelted. I mean, yeah, it would be thrown together.
Dude, look at Seth's truck. He's shooting and it's throwing him.
Remember, does this 30 used to do that?
If he wasn't here, I would have already turned around.
So yeah, there's like the game. Now this has been in the game for a very long time, Gabe. This is nothing new. but you can switch it to manual engine control for tanks, and
Yeah.
you can control each individual brake
Oh.
motor. You can control the shifting. You can put it in park,
Kitty,
and all
gotta be
sorts of
good.
stuff. You know,
Yeah.
You can't, Kitty. You can't.
you can
use
manually do all
somewhere
that
else.
stuff.
or go somewhere else.
It's actually quite an interesting. It's there if you want to try it, but it is interesting. Somebody flanking on the left. That's probably why.
Yeah, you might want to watch out. There's an enemy Garford.
Gas him. He's right over here.
He gets it.
He tried to
they're
shoot
only
me.
8 rounds.
He tried to
yeah,
shoot.
Q.
He tried to
If he
shoot
hits
me in
you,
the
you're
side.
screwed.
Well, he missed.
He's,
That's how I knew he was over there because I dodged his shot.
Yeah, if he hits you, you're screwed. And also, his crew's extremely spaced out.
It'll be
And numerous.
fine. I got APHE. I'm sure it will completely
I have
bounce.
it will completely bounce.
I have been
Don't you
shot
worry.
by your kind of
German
tank.
engineering will come through.
I've been shot by your kind of tank several times, Q. And you know what generally ends up happening?
I'm about to get bombed.
Come on. Not really. I'd lose like a lot of crew, but because they're so spaced out, it doesn't matter.
It,
Come on.
so Seth, about their crew being completely spaced out. Guess how many
Those
hits
are
it took me to.
Charmants.
Guess how many hits it took me to kill that guy?
How many?
One. The APHE
I don't think
did its
that's-
work.
That was a Saint Charmant though, not a crew.
Well, that's what he
Yeah.
was talking about. I was talking
No.
about that guy, and I saw that I saw that tank kill. That even killed Gabe. And Seth's like, "Watch out for that tank," and I'm like, "Yeah."
No, I was talking about the tank that killed me, not the tank that killed you
I
guys.
don't even know what guy you. I wasn't paying attention.
I don't know. So that
I'm just kidding. I was paying attention. I just didn't see him. 1,000. Oh my goodness. No, it's not.
No, I was shooting at one.
you should be in a blimp. They're fun,
Oh.
funny, but they're death. They are death traps, screaming
Are they?
death traps. Yeah.
Because I shot the shit out of one with a spat and it didn't die. I was like, Jesus Christ.
I was in one, and as soon as I spawned, I died. The guy just shot my engine, and I came out a burning wreckage Hulk out of this guy in seconds. As I should have, but still.
There we go. At a Garford.
Oh my god, somebody deal with that fucking plane. It's killing our entire team.
I don't know what you want me to do about it.
I want you to shoot it. You're the one that's got the fucking shrapnel rounds. Mister, I can shoot down planes whenever I want.
I'm gonna tell you right now, Q, shrapnel rounds aren't the be all end all.
That's what you made it sound like. So you're gonna have to. You're gonna have to put. It's your choice now. You're the one that said it. I mean, it's your job now.
No, they're not. They have you have to set the fuse, and I don't know how to set the fuse. The game just magically sets the fuse. Sometimes the fuse is
Oh.
uh
I have to look at
2
it. You
feet.
probably got a rangefinder or something.
2 feet
Yeah,
in
it's
front
probably-
of you. It's
It's probably a
rangefinder.
rangefinder.
It is rangefinder, but try to rangefind a plane.
I know. Trust me. I know.
Ah!
But it's big enough though, Seth. That's the thing. It's big enough to do it.
I got
Yeah,
an
but-
artillery shell.
Oh yeah, it's big enough.
I'm gonna try out that Zeppelin.
Alright, good luck.
Somebody just spawned in with it, I think.
Yeah, it was me.
You know, you should have waited until I could spawn with a plane to cover you. Because
He does get a lot of machine.
there's like 4 enemy planes up there shooting at you.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
I didn't know there was
machine guns.
planes up here like this.
You could have just looked around before you,
Nah.
spectated. You remember what I taught you in Ground Realistic? Don't just randomly spawn. Just kind of like spectate someone for a second, see if there's any planes up in the air. Come
Why would you do that? That sounds boring and plain.
I know. Right, because I'm not good enough, I guess. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with air sim. You get a lot of like freedom to approach a lot of situations like how you want. And then if a situation is not to your advantage, you can choose to run away and disengage, you know, and use like terrain and stuff to like confuse them. You know what I mean? So I find Sim's just been a lot more fun for me lately.
He has deploying a smoke screen across the battlefield. Not on purpose, mind you, but he is doing it.
I'm pretty sure it's on purpose.
No, he's smoking. He's on. Maybe it is.
No, it was on purpose.
Nice.
I could tell by the way he was flying. Aim up slightly more.
Who, me?
Yeah, the machine guns aim up a little slow.
There's only a certain amount they can aim.
Yeah.
That guy that smoked is, he's making himself such a uh-oh, I'm next. I saw the shadow of that bomber and I heard and I was like, uh-oh. I should have just went forward, but instead I backed up because I'm stupid.
You were chosen, you? How does it feel to be chosen?
I'm a chosen.
Me hitting an L3 with the 12,000-pound bomb. You have been chosen, my son.
I should have went forward, but instead I backed up. You know what'd be funny? They got 4 bombers. If you're in the British tank and you hit a bump and like 90% of your crew's knocked out,
Hush.
that'd be a silly, because they didn't have suspension, you know.
Yeah.
And so, whenever they're doing a test trial for the Queen, that's actually what happened. Like one guy came out, and they're like, "What happened to the others? They got knocked out from the hitting their heads." Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. You know that they used Sutton Hoo as testing grounds, proving grounds for tanks for a long time.
Look, I'm not here for your mumbo jumbo BS. All right, I'm not in fantasy. No, I'm just kidding. What was it called?
Sutton Hoo is a Anglo-Saxon burial ground where they had the burial mounds,
Sounds superstitious.
and then they didn't know what they were, so they used them as the tank proving grounds for a while. Like there's video of like Mark 5s and Mark 4s driving over the burial mound.
Now, in Enlisted, now that I've crashed into my plane, this is the part when I get out and join the battle.
Yeah. With my revolver.
Yeah, Seth's been, not John and I was playing that for a little bit too, here and there. I played it before he did.
I have the
Don't even get me started.
I have the Panzerwerfer on Xbox for that game. And the JU-188. It's fun.
There are some changes that people asked for that I didn't like.
Oh well. It goes on my tanks.
Yeah, it's the same guy that's been precision. He's basically been precision bombing, which is very smart. But I don't like it. He needs to stop.
Hey, you in the sky, cut that out.
Who's the Zeppelin that's hunching over?
Hey, you in the sky. Cut that out.
You're falling out of the sky, my friend.
Yep, there he goes. He's about to become a map decoration for that other map that's in the game.
For Flanders.
Yeah, the Germans don't have a very good plane.
Funny thing is that's actually one of the most famous planes of World War One.
What, the Spad or
The Fokker.
oh yeah.
That
Not
said
that
the plane
one.
wasn't very good, and I was like, funnily enough.
Not that far.
It's not.
I just said planes. I didn't say that. I didn't mean that specific plane. I meant the
Oh,
series.
manufacturer. Manufacturer.
Goodbye, Q. How do you feel?
I couldn't aim my gun up. That's how I feel. I hit that bomber in the tail with an HE round, and it kept going. So I think I
Yeah, they do
overpinned it.
that.
I'm pretty sure.
Triple on top bias. Triple on top bias.
I'm pretty sure I overpinned it because it was only the tail section, or like the elevator, and that's incredibly. You know, this canvas. I mean, what are you gonna expect? Like I was telling Seth, one of the biggest challenges early in World War II is dealing with the fact that they're not dealing with canvas fighters as much anymore in most occasions. But a lot of planes were built to deal with canvas fighters on most occasions. You know what I mean? I mean, look at the Wildcat America had. It was not designed for what. It was designed to try to counter them. You know. And as the war went on, people realized that speed and burst mass was the ticket. But not every country was quick to catch on to that. Because instead of speed, instead of no, that was the World War One thing, but
I know.
but that's funny. what I mean to say is instead of sustained damage, a high burst mass will mean you get to take them out in one shot or two, you know? That's why the combination, you know how I tell you to take the BF-109G2 with the gun pods? And you can notice the burst mass is completely different because you got those two extra 20mm cannons, you know? That's burst mass. Like how many per second of massive ammunition you can slug into it. And a lot of people started realizing that that's more important than sustained gunfire, you know? And that's what led into our modern design. And different countries started catching on at different times, or they learned from other countries.
And then a few times in history, they've gone, fighter jets don't need a machine gun. And then there's stuff like the early F-4 Phantoms and stuff like the
Yeah, but that gets into that gets into issues of like politics and groups of people that are like obsessed with like this weird idea that we don't need technology. Seth, you did this to yourself. You hope you realize this.
No, this tank goes nuts.
No, I sat there and
Germans
watched
don't
you.
like
You went to drive over the trench, and then you turned and then fell into the trench. All you had to do was keep going.
It's German engineering at its finest.
It's British.
It's German.
But Seth,
It's German.
but you were driving.
Okay, it's German. It's German driving skills at its
Oh, you know what else? You know what
Okay.
else doesn't have a cannon? Or a gun? F-35C.
Yeah, which brings us back around to what I just mentioned a second ago, which is you see in the
F-35 has more technology than
we have this
anything else.
problem where there's this weird divide. This guy that pretends to have invented the A-10
Oh, that
is
guy
part
died.
of a group, Yeah, but he's part of this group they call the Fighter Mafia or some shit. It's like some sort of like subsect in the U.S. Air Force. And they believe that we should get rid of all technology and just go back to like World War II stuff, like, but barely. Like some of the stuff they proposed was even a bad idea in World War II, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the
And
one guy? What was that one guy? I think his name was. He made the Arrow Gavin, which was like a flying M113.
well, that our tank branch has a somewhat similar group as well. By the way,
Mm-hmm.
um, they want to do something similar, basically, and it's kind of stupid, honestly. Ugh.
Yay! I got the event
I th-
sticker.
Yeah, and it's part of the reason why a
How-
lot of different vehicles end up
How
getting
long
like
until you
shuffled
guys get
around.
that?
These
For the,
people,
Germans.
How what?
You get the event thing.
the Great War Medal,
Yeah.
I got it.
Do you have it?
Hold on. I have the Great War loading screen.
No. Do you get the medal for the Germans?
Let me look.
You talking about the gym? You talking about German? You talking about the Task Medal, or you talking about
Yeah.
the Great War Medal? Because I just got a Great War Medal, but it's
No,
not the
I'm
same as the
halfway
Task
through.
Medal.
Oh.
I'm halfway through the German one.
Okay.
And I'm halfway through the triple on top one also.
Okay. I don't have any of the triple on top, but I just got the German one, so we'll just continue with the German.
I don't have Task 1, if that's what you're asking.
Okay. That's what I meant. Task.
Yeah. I looked in my thing and realized what you were asking me. But yeah, they're the big reason why a lot of good planes have been like mothballed or got held back or shuffled around in development and stuff like that, because they keep trying to throw up red tape on everything. And same thing with some of the ground vehicle development too. It's kind of stupid, honestly. You know?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, rest in peace, but it's pretty rough. Now don't get me wrong, the A10's awesome and all, but it really needs to be either redesigned into a different plane or just taken away. It's like I'm glad that it has that they upkit it to have some extra features, but it's still a liability, you know.
It's not so much a liability for close support, but I know what it is.
Well, I mean,
As long as you have complete air superiority, it's fine.
air superiority and no risk of anybody pointing up. Even
And it's very good. It makes because when the United States brings it out, there is no risk of anyone pointing up because everything else has been dealt with.
So tell me, Seth, you send in all of these other planes to take out all of the anti-air, bring in another plane which is more costly and has the highest friendly fire record ever because it doesn't have the proper equipment to actually properly target and identify friend or foes.
Well, it does now.
They tried to implement something that does, but it's still lacking in that area. But yeah, they upkitted it. But I'm referring
because
to like
it's
the actual.
scary because it goes burr.
But the new one hasn't actually like done anything yet. You know what I mean? I'm just referring to like what's actually happened so far. You know what I mean, Gabe?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Gabe's right. They have.
The A10C now is better avionics for that. But...
I know they've upgraded the kit to have more stuff with that, but it's still
also
not.
has GPS guided munitions now, so it's not.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is it's still not as good as the counterpart because you send in all these planes to clear out the area just for another plane to go by and try to do the same job. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no. Like, why would you need the A10 to come and do the job when you can already do it with other better planes?
Because
It's
the
just
A10,
a waste of money.
When the F-16 and F-15E were made, before they were made, A10 was already there.
Yeah, but the point still stands, though. In order for the A10 to work, you have to have a clear area. Well, guess what? Not every area is clear. Who's gonna clear out that area? You're
I
not
am
always gonna have ground
disappointed with
troops.
you.
F-117, FB2. No.
Well, either way, the point still stands. You still have other planes that can do the job better, and save and risk. You don't have friendly fire.
So that's the
as
reason
much.
that we got the Sky Raider too.
I know. I'm just making a point to Seth about how like the logic behind why it's kind of problematic that the A10 like is being used the way it has, because it's very vulnerable to ground fire.
Yes, it is very vulnerable to ground fire, but it also has a longer loiter time than a lot of other CAS options, which is why we were developing the Sky
AC-130.
Sky Raider 2.
Either way, we have
It used to be
other
called
options.
Skyward.
We
Sky
have
Raider.
other better options than the A10 in its operational time. It was essentially a tragedy, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's cool or whatever, but like you don't have to have an A10 to scare the enemy morale. I mean, look at Desert Storm.
'Cause, like,
Within an
literally
hour, they
infantrymen-
demolished. Huh?
Literally, infantrymen will have 2 points of view. There's the ones that have been fired on by the A10, and the ones that have been saved by the A10. It's like there's just such a wide variety of.
It shouldn't have to be that way.
I know. I know it shouldn't have to be that way.
Yeah, I'm just agreeing with you.
And you know that the A10 like originally was designed to be used in Vietnam.
Probably, yeah, it looks like it. And even in Vietnam, they still had stingers and shit once in a while,
Yeah, the A10 was designed to use stingers.
But yeah, there was a decent anti-air presence in Vietnam.
In Vietnam, yeah. Yeah, ground fire, I know what you mean.
Yeah, and they also had the Russian missiles too.
Yeah, the S-200.
Yep, and then they had some early like handhelds. That was like few and far between.
Very
so that
rare.
didn't really matter. Yeah, that didn't matter as much. To be honest with you, we were winning Vietnam. We pretty much won at that point. But I think the targeted media is what really fucked a lot of that stuff up. But honestly, I don't know. It was a mess. I love my mom, but
You know, the F-14's first deployment was Vietnam.
But yeah, I was just agreeing with you. I was like supplementing your point earlier.
Yeah,
Okay.
I wasn't arguing with you. We were talking.
Oh, okay. I'm so used to people like misunderstanding me, thinking I'm picking a fight and pick a fight with me when I'm really just like having a fun with the conversation. I was having a conversation with this one guy about something one time, and I just thought we were having a nice conversation, but no, he took it personal, and I didn't realize it. And he's like, "Oh, it's just I forgot what he was talking. He was talking about. Oh yeah, he was talking about War Thunder." And he said that War Thunder, they artificially changed the planes to where maneuverable planes have less guns and ammo. And I'm like, that's not how that works in the game. They based it off of the real what happens in real life. And they're like, oh well, it's just my opinion. I'm like, yeah, but it's not a matter of opinion. And he's like, oh, so you can disregard my opinion then? And then he just fucking hung up on me. And
Yes, I
just-
do. Disregard my opinion? Yes, because it's wrong.
Well, I don't look at things like that. I look at things like, you know, like you think I always known all this stuff about War Thunder? Hell no. When I first started, I didn't even know what the hell a Tiger looked like, let alone a Panzer IV. So, and I was playing on a shitty computer
Nonsense.
back whenever I first played War Thunder in 2010. Whenever my computer was really bad, so whenever I try to fly, the planes would all start dancing in arcade. Like they'd all start spinning around doing a dance, and it pissed me off. I'm like, this game sucks. And I didn't realize, because like the game ran pretty fine. The problem was my internet was shit, and my computer was not that good.
Oh no, my gunner's gone.
You didn't need him. He was dead weight. Just
I
toss
had
him
to
out.
I had to learn about all these vehicles from scratch. I didn't know anything about tanks or planes. All I knew is that a plane shot things. That's all I knew, you know? Same thing with the tank.
The server's having trouble.
The server is having trouble.
Like I know that I've cemented myself as some sort of like expert, but I learned that stuff. I trained, I practiced, you know?
Oh god, the server is having issues. The hamster is dying.
It is. I noticed that when the infantry started flying.
Well, you want to know the reason why they have barely had infantry in the game for a while?
The rating, 13
It
rating.
No, it just looks weird.
No, the infantry is flying and so are tanks. It's the server that's hiccuping.
Remember when the Churchill, I think it was the Churchill
Seth,
1 was
I
added?
wasn't. I didn't
and-
say you were wrong, Seth. I'm talking about something else now. Okay.
You were telling me I was very wrong and I should feel bad about myself.
Okay, Seth. How about this?
Yes, Seth.
What you were telling me, what you were telling me was fairly factual, and I didn't think it needed to be refuted. So I was talking about something else. How about that, Seth?
Oh, I thought you were telling me that the infantry can't grow wings.
No,
They don't drink
I would
enough
have said.
Red Bull.
I usually
They
say
have
so.
jetpacks, you know that? We had jetpacks from World War
If I thought you might have been mistaken, I would have addressed it directly. So you don't need to worry.
Oh, wow, really?
They
was
took
the
Red Bulls.
Was the jetpack related to an artillery strike?
No, you got it
yes.
mixed up. You got it mixed
That's
up.
that's how they were activated.
No, you got it mixed up. They brought a pack of Red Bull.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. And then
Yeah.
Duh, everyone knows that.
The enemy,
thought they-
did the enemy fire the Red Bull at them?
No,
Yeah, out
the
of
enemy's
special Red
firing
Bull
fart propulsion systems. This guy's using the shrapnel shell and he's blowing it up on the tree, trying to shoot at me. Right in front of me.
That may just be HE.
Water.
Well, I don't know, because it's not hitting the tree directly. Oh, infantry.
What?
So, Gabe, I talked to you about this a little while back, but you see, they've been working on the infantry animations and physics in the game for like decades.
Oh, yeah. I know they've had the bots in the game for a long time.
Yeah, because like you can
So
play.
They used to be on the test drive, the test flight maps. Like they would run around a little bit.
Yeah, but see, in custom maps, I have custom maps where they've been like used.
I think these ones look pretty good though.
Is that guy an idiot?
No, they look good now, but I have some footage from a custom map that uses infantry in it, and they were not. The animations were like, if they went to prone, they were just instantly in prone. There was no good transition between it. You know what I mean? And they were a
Yeah.
little janky. And to keep the presentation of the game intact, they didn't use a lot of it in the actual gameplay because it was
Hey,
buggy.
Q, how do you like
It was
the blimp
buggy
in the
is the
middle of the
problem.
map?
Huh?
What's that map? The Carpathians map? I think if the Carpathians map had this infantry, it'd be really nice.
The blimp that's right there.
What about it?
Like it?
Yeah, I like it.
Like how you just kind
It's
of
still,
float
it's
in there
still my
for the-
favorite game. And stuff like that's part of why.
Oh, all I have now is shrapnel rounds. Oh, well.
Yay, we win.
Yay, I never died.
Neither did
Me neither. I did get a
Just
lot of
most-
kills.
Just most of the crew.
I also had infantry rush past me, so I just machine gunned them all.
Yeah, I started machine gunning them too.
They're like, hey, you're not having, you know that trench you're trying to take? Well, denied.
Yeah, they were just kind of. I was just shooting my machine gun in a
No
straight line.
stairway. Denied.
How's everyone's token?
Hold on.
I'm about 3/4 done.
German Empire. Yeah, I'm 9/10 done.
Q, you need to try that tank with me. That little.
Okay, I will. I will do it this time. Just remind me. Remind me, alright?
I can't remind you. I can't even remind myself.
I can't remind myself
I'll
either.
remind
I
you.
forgot. I told myself I was gonna do it this time and forgot.
You know what? Let's all spawn on the right spawn in the
Yeah.
truck.
Why the right
do
side?
that.
I like the left side.
Because I said so. I don't know.
I might as well try it. I've been actually wanted to try the right side, so I'm fine with that. I'm just fucking around. Yeah. You there, Gabe? Did he just leave?
Mhm.
Oh, I
No,
thought you
I'm
said you were
here.
getting something. Where's that Seth?
No, I think that might have been Seth.
No,
So,
we're still waiting.
so
Okay.
whenever that guy accused me of like in trying to like not care about his opinion, he hung up on the call that we were having, which I find is one of the biggest insults you can give me. Because not only are you telling me that you don't want nothing to do with me, you have no interest in anything I have to say. It's a big disrespect, so it pissed me off really. Because I didn't even realize that he was getting mad until after he left. Like I was having a fun conversation and sharing something that I learned. He was having a war, you know. He was
Yeah.
having a fight with an enemy. I wasn't. Um, and that it hurt my feelings and it pissed me off. So I went on like a 2-hour rant. I'm sick of like that. I can't. It's really hard to have a good conversation with anybody. Like I was happy, I was having a decent conversation, and then on that, you know, which ain't the first time it happened, but still, like I've been talking to him for a while, so I thought we were chill about it, you know. Nothing against him per se. I mean, if you know, you know. If you don't know, you don't know. And sometimes we do stupid stuff because we think we know. Like the first Baldur's Gate game based most of its encounters on the idea that people will take the information given to them first as the more objective fact than afterwards, you know?
Mhm.
And there's like tons of encounters in the first Baldur's Gate um that built around that. Like there's this one situation where this lady's like, "Come help me. There's some men that are going to come attack me. I need somebody to protect me." And she's like a famous singer in the town or whatever. And short, yeah, you'll probably be like, "Yeah, sure." And then some dudes show up and then they're like, and she's like, "Oh no, that's them. Kill them." And then you can, or you can question it, and you come to find out she's actually an evil witch, and she told them to come there so that you can murder them for her witch rituals. Yeah,
All right, Q.
if you find that out, she'll
The
attack you.
car.
Oh,
Car on
right.
the right side.
Good
Oh,
thing you
right
reminded
side?
me because I
Side.
forgot.
Okay, car on right side.
Oh, these shrapnel rounds are not meant for planes.
No, they're not. But you can use them for planes.
Yes, you can.
Look at that silly little skull and crossbones.
The
Yes, it
fuse
is.
delay.
It's a very happy thing.
You're better off
It's
using
a
the
very
HE on
happy.
the plane, Seth, because of the fuse
The
delay.
HE doesn't even fuse on the planes.
Okay, so the fuse sensitivity is 0.1 millimeter on the HE. It's 4 millimeter on the shrapnel round, Seth.
The shrapnel round will just shoot. I mean, the shrapnel round will just go off after a time.
What I mean is, objectively speaking, according to the information, the HE should fuse on it. So I'll try the shrapnel. I'm confused because I'm like, ugh, Russian. Ugh.
Yeah, but this is Russia before Russia.
This is.
This is yeah
I
Tsarist
know, but
Russia.
they don't have good like they don't have the ammunition that I want. That's the joke.
Yeah.
Make sure you just, calibrate your, get your barrel right.
I will. I
To
will.
about
I will.
550.
I'll calibrate my orientation accordingly. How about that?
550 should be good.
Yeah.
I find 550 to be fun. If you do manage to hit someone, they die.
But yeah, so I went on a rant about how the vehicles are this and that, and then I talked to Eagle later on because I'm like, am I crazy? Was I really an asshole in that situation? He's like, no. He's like, no, you were fine. I'm like, okay, good,
Because he's saying
What's pretty
that,
cool is how fast this reloads.
yeah, they all reload pretty fast in this.
well, they got like what, 2 dudes on the guns?
Yeah, it's got a gunner and loader, and then they have 2 in the front, and then 2 machine gunners in the middle, so 6 crew.
Now that that tree's out of the way.
You know what? You know, it'd be funny.
I'm listening.
One vehicle with a 50 cal in this mode would be really funny.
Ah, crap.
Ooh.
Okay. Oh, you got him.
Ooh.
What did Granata? Let's see here.
Yeah, I
That's
almost.
the HE.
Yeah, I killed half his crew. And
I was
you
aiming
killed
at
the
that
rest.
guy, but I kept missing.
It is very easy.
This gun is this barrel's
It's very different.
well. This
It's a really
barrel's
short barrel.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is an infantry support vehicle.
It is.
It's not meant to have.
It's literally an artillery truck.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
but
meant
if
to
you hit a
arc.
tank, it's over for them almost all the time. That's why I like it.
It depends. I mean, it's still an HE round.
I know. I've been hitting tanks though. Every time I hit one, they either blow out the track or everything inside becomes mush.
You're using an overpressure mechanic, right?
I guess everyone dies.
As long as you hit close to somebody that can be affected by it. Because
That's
if
why
you
I
hit
like the,
if you hit parts of a vehicle that have like large gaps, then it's not very effective. You know what I mean?
The AV7, if you hit in the front, you kill the entire front crew. Everyone's dead. And the thing just sits there.
Well, yeah, because the crew is directly in the front.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that with a lot of HE rounds. That's why I keep a couple on a few tanks here and there.
I know. That's why that's one of
That's
the good
why
things
on
about
the
this tank.
on the T30 I mainly use the HE because I use the same HE shell as the Paladin.
What I have noticed though is planes tend to love to kill you, and you're actually
yeah,
fairly
yeah.
good against planes because of your
You're
side
able to
mounted
aim
machine
up.
guns where they like to strafe you at.
Speaking of which, there's some more planes coming in.
Also, don't forget to use your artillery.
Oh, right. Thanks for reminding me.
No problem.
But yeah,
gotten a few kills in this thing,
I
but
would like to
just
play some
artillery.
air sim with you sometime, Gabe. I could teach you if you're having any problems. Because you know how I am. I find something complicated and I find an easier way to do it, you know?
Yeah.
I did the same thing with Sim a while back.
I've just been having an issue with my F14 because they made it so that TWS doesn't, like when you swap off of TWS and swap back on it, it doesn't actually change the gimbal on it anymore. It doesn't reset the gimbal, but the reset gimbal button is making it face all the way up in the sky instead of in front of me.
That was brilliant. I landed the HE shell underneath that tank, and the explosion went up underneath the tank and affected the crew. That's actually how that works in real life.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was
Oh,
brilliant.
look at that guy. That guy's awesome. He's just driving forward with that.
Well, yeah, I think there's a setting about adjusting the gimbal on it. I remember I had to switch a setting on to where to reset the gimbal, but I don't know if they still have it. I can help you look for it.
Q, that guy.
I know, but I'm trying to get his range. Fuck, I can't aim.
3 something. Oh, I got
Oh,
him.
you got him.
Look, I only
I
got
hit
one
his
shot.
tire.
I only got one shot left. I thought we'd die, like right after we spawned, so I didn't bring a lot of ammo.
Yeah, joke's on you. This vehicle I just live in.
Beep beep. This truck's in Battlefield 1.
Yeah, I heard you. I was just focusing for a second. Okay. Yeah. Alright, range find. Yeah, range finding sets the fuse.
Yeah, it does. But that sucks whenever you're trying to shoot at a plane. But if it does hit a plane, that's what is our caliber
If it's
again? That's 76 millimeters of explosive. And shrapnel and friendship for the enemy. And
Right.
you know
And
how much
pizza.
pizza.
you know how much you know how much the enemy likes friendship.
He said the magic word. He said pizza. Chef. Well, I'm gonna try to take out that bomber.
Godspeed.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I'm gonna need it. I can't. He's flying above us. I can't do anything about that.
No,
Unless I find a really steep hill nearby, like this one over here.
that might work. A steep hill helps.
Well, I have to, because it looks like he's coming for you.
I am truck. I
You
am
might,
truck.
hey, you guys might want to come back to where I am, because I think you're getting bombed.
Truck. Truck.
But yeah, Gabe, I can try to help you figure out the gimbal thing, because I vaguely recall a setting about something like that. Because I
never
remember,
realized.
because that gimbal thing you described, that happened to me like 2-3 years ago, and I flipped the switch and I never had the problem since.
Huh. Yeah, because I'm
Well,
using
problem
the
air
reset.
quotes. It's mainly just there as an option.
I'm having it's the reset gimbal to bore side option. It works on my F15, but on my F14 it doesn't. So I just don't know what's wrong with it.
Hit.
Unless the Vulcan on the F14's bore sight is facing way up in the sky. I don't know. Which I doubt it.
I'm pretty sure we can figure it out. We'll put our heads together sometime when you're ready. I've also been using an Xbox controller to fly in sim lately.
Really?
Yeah, because
Has
I
been
had
working good for you?
well, part of the reason why I started adapting to doing that is because I didn't have a good like I didn't really have a desk, so it was incredibly painful for me to try to use my hands, and I was starting to get like a lot of wrist and hand issues. I still do a little bit.
Have you tried a ergonomic mouse pad with the raised back on it?
Well, I got a booby mouse pad.
I mean that works too.
Yeah,
I got a booby mouse pad.
it felt like it helped a little bit, but I can't quite get the right position. So right now I'm just using my regular mouse pad. But yeah, I would like to try a different mouse pad if that'll help. But now I have this table set up, which is better. And I have a chair that I bought, and they made me put it together. I was kind of annoyed by that. I mean, I know why they do it. They make it so you'll give them better reviews. because you feel accomplished. But I don't care. I don't care. I just want a chair. So I bought 2 chairs, and one of them was basically useless to me. So there's, and the other chair I'm using. But I'm still having some issues because this table needs to be a little bit taller. There's a wooden support beam that runs underneath the table that goes across. I gotta go to the restroom, Seth. And that wooden support beam, when I try to scoot up to like more like set back and do my thing, that wood support beam gets in the way. Does that make sense? And I'm like, what if I took it off? But then I realized that that wood support beam has to be there or the table will fall apart. It's like directly right underneath the top, going along the sides connecting to the legs. There's one on each side. And when I looked at how they put the table together, they put 2 pieces of table together, and they have connectors, and it's not a very good construction. You know what I mean? It's not sturdy enough to handle itself. Does that make sense? Like most tables do. So they put a wood beam going along the rim to support it, and that wood beam's getting in the way of me trying to relax while I use my mouse and keyboard. And I can't lower the chair any further, you know? In fact, I smashed my thumb on that damn wooden beam a few times while trying to relax on the chair. Or, you know, adjust the seat, you know, like you scoot over so you brace yourself, you know? Yep. But things are better than they were because now I have a chair, now I have a Surface, and I have a new computer, you know?
Whoa, why my frame rate dropped to 11? That should not be happening.
Don't you know you gotta turn it up to 11?
Which spawn?
Haven't you seen Spinal Tap?
Why am my FPS so low? This has a 4060 in it. Come on.
I have a 4080 and my frame rate drops in War Thunder.
Are you using an SSD?
Yes.
Left or right?
And I have 32 gigs of RAM.
Are you using a Pentium 2 processor?
I'm using a Ryzen 7 7700X.
Well, see, that's your problem. This game's optimized with a Pentium 2 single core processor.
Single core. Duh!
I have an X3 processor. Yay!
Man, I remember when
what,
Pentium
but
2s
I just know it's X3D.
were advertised as the shit when I was a kid. I was like 4 years old. 5, I mean. 5 or 6. You can't game unless you got a Pentium 2. Guess what? You know that EF2000 air flight simulator? You gotta have a Pentium in it. Every time you start the game, it'd have an ad for Pentium 2.
I'm back to over 200 on this mode.
Yeah.
There we go.
Even if it has some hiccups or some things, I love War Thunder. I hate seeing things I like getting destroyed. Some of that stuff that I told you about that happens with this game, I've seen other good games get destroyed as a result. You know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just oh yeah, right. So I've actually been doing pretty good with the controller actually. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, like all my footage over the past 3 years on War Thunder on my YouTube has been me using the controller, and I started putting an indicator up on the screen showing you what I'm doing with my controller inputs because people kept like messaging me and asking me to teach them, you know, like through like Twitch, through YouTube and stuff. And so I just started putting my inputs on the screen, you know, because I made an entirely custom keybind for the controller, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I did it all manually. I didn't use any...
You Didn't use the presets.
Yeah. And I mean, I keep adjusting it slightly, you know. I keep tweaking it, but I'm fairly comfortable with it, you know. But that came out of necessity more than anything, you know. I wanted to play War Thunder. And the only way to play War Thunder is if I found a different way to play it, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but see, Nordic wants to play War Thunder too, but he only wants to do tanks. And guess what I don't like using with tanks?
Controller.
The controller.
I remember I tried to drive the Puma on controller when it came out on Xbox, and I was like, this is really bad.
That's part of what ended up fucking my hand up, because even though my hand was hurting and screaming in pain, I forced myself anyway because I just couldn't stand to try to use the controller on some things. And I was playing the game because people wanted to, and I forced it, and I made my hand, and I've started, like, I think I'm like messed up some of the muscles in my hand.
I think I messed up some of the nerves.
Pollen season.
He got allergic sickness.
Oh, it's
I know
okay.
too well what that's
Me
like.
and my dog and Benadryl, so we're good.
Ugh, I feel so nauseous right now.
It's okay.
Yeah. How
It's
many
pollen.
Benadryl until you see the Hat Man?
Buddy, I see things every day, all day long. We good.
He's like, that's business as usual for me.
Yeah, pretty much. It's just normal business every day. When am I not seeing the Hat Man?
But yeah, you gotta get with me sometime soon, Gabe, and we'll see if we can figure out what's going on with it. You know? Because I'm pretty sure we could find a way to make it work for you. Because that's something that'll bother me too, to be honest with you, you know? Because I use track while scan, and I used to get so annoyed when it would like force the gimbal to always force that way, but I just kind of just said fuck it, got used to it. But then they adjusted it, and I was happy. Oh my god!
I got a
Bomb.
double strike, one on tank, one on airplane.
There was like 20 bombs that went off next to me just now, Seth, and I survived. I'm going to where Seth is. I auto-spawned because I was AFK.
Current national news: the veterans are revolted. They are talking.
Ooh, there's lots of. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, there's some
Like,
infantry
one idiot
guys.
to make it a fucking.
Just like when they were revolting against Biden.
No. See, the one that was instigated by Trump boys, fucking orange boys. It is. That was.
No,
that
it
was
wasn't.
An aggressive. It was.
They had nothing to do with it.
Yes, it was. And I'm just gonna tell you the difference. That was a bunch of civilians that never had any combat fucking things it is. They're a bunch of fucking joke ass dumbasses. They're now getting shot at by police for their own stupidity.
Alright.
The ones that are doing right now are a bunch of fucking veterans. Because
Okay.
dumbass wants to get rid of the VA. Taking our shit away. That's the difference. We're doing civil wise. Not rushing up in there and fucking destroying shit. You know, it'll only take one motherfucker to do something to a bunch of fucking veterans in DC to make everything go wrong. And then DC will be on fucking fire, and everyone in DC will probably be dead.
Alright, John, can I just try to play the game, please? I get what you're saying. Don't want to talk about it.
There's a bunch of civilians that have no fucking combat regulations for only two people who actually
my
Hey,
granddad.
the British have a Mark V.
Yeah.
I'd rather not get into all this mumbo jumbo, please. Can we like not talk about any of this? I've got enough bullshit on my mind right now.
Oh wait a minute, I have an extinguisher? Oh well.
The World War One tank with the extinguisher.
No, I was in a Zeppelin.
Oh, this Zeppelin with the extinguisher.
Yeah. It's just some guy with a bucket of water hoping and praying.
Is my ears wrong, or does that sound different?
I said I'm sick.
I don't know.
Hey,
I
Zil.
mean, shit.
Yeah, he's
Hello.
down with the sickness guy. No,
Buddy, I got
The
no
pollen.
teeth, and I still sound like that fucking damn near the same.
The
Well-
pollen, John. The pollen has really messed me up.
Well, Zill, remember that
Well,
Seth
I
guy?
closed my windows off.
Remember that
Put
Seth
Put the
guy?
fucking air purifiers on and all this shit. So
he's blaming his chronic pizza addiction on pollen.
right.
I'll do it every day.
So I'm like, I'm having fucking
damn right I will.
issues too, but all I do is close my fucking windows, turn on every single damn fucking air purifier I have in my house.
Yeah, people in my house don't like that idea of
Closing everything off and doing it
Yeah.
that way.
no, they want to leave the windows open.
I wish I
Well,
could.
it's so
but
nice
unfortunately,
out.
it's cold season, so 'cause we don't get a spring,
Yeah,
we get a winter.
that's what I had to deal with my my family, my grandparents too. Well, if you fucking
Grandma
can't breathe.
Loved having everything open.
I
Trust
fucking can't breathe
even during
365
the
days out of the
allergies.
year because of like being pollen and shit. And they're like, "Oh man, it sure is nice out." Opens the windows, I start gagging.
It sucks when you're allergic to one of the favorite things that women like the most. So hey,
Yeah, Seth and I are from Georgia, so imagine Georgia's covered in trees. Even the cities have trees in it.
hey, I'm from Southern California where the wind blows every fucking thing.
You like, yeah, you like that red car that you just bought. Well, come it turns yellow.
It's yellow now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
like
yellow
the
now.
pollen
Yellow
gets
does
so
everything.
thick on cars, it's like fucking snow.
Which is funny because people think that pollen
know what?
is all from all the different things. Actually, different flowers have different colored pollen, so.
That happens around here sometimes, but with honeysuckle, and my aunt is allergic as hell to honeysuckle.
Ooh, honeysuckle.
They used to grow on the farm naturally, so I'd get one once in a while.
Very tasty plant.
Oh,
Yeah, I like the honeysuckle, but
But it's very tasty plant. But I'm
except
all
whenever
like,
it's covered in pollen.
I think I'm okay with that. It's pine tree really, and we were getting record high pollen levels where I live.
Pine trees are
Oh,
everywhere.
It's
in
like
Georgia.
the next, yeah, it's like
Oh, they're all over the fucking nation. Pine trees are fucking everywhere.
Pine trees are everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
I was-
even in Indiana, my grandparents' old house had
California,
hella
down
pine
here in
trees.
Colorado.
Yeah, it just
Fucking
well, it was
Oklahoma?
tree pollen that the low alert was telling me. It was like record high tree pollen. I'm like,
Fuck.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
we don't get that type. We just get a mixture of it all.
So Zilla,
I was coughing. I
mm,
woke up kind of sick, and then the little ding came off. Record high pollen. Oh well, I'm not
That
sick.
explains
I'm
it.
just miserable.
Oh, there's a little
They're
crater here
dying.
with the guy with the MG08.
nice. So Seth, this is Zilla. Zilla, this is the mythical Seth I've been telling you about. Seth, this is that weirdo guy from Romania I found on the side of the street.
But that's where we found you.
I know,
Right.
that's why I found him. How do you think I found him?
He was passing on the love.
Exactly.
Make sure you find me near the train tracks.
Oh, the hobo train. Okay, cool. You never heard of that? I'm surprised.
I can't believe I got that guy. That
Gabe,
was a snapshot, and I just
What?
hit him, and he blew up.
you love laser rangefinders, don't you?
Oh, good night,
I
kid.
do. Why?
Oh, we lived.
Because they're awesome, that's why.
We weren't
Yeah.
chosen, kid.
Oh man, that's a shame.
I know.
Sorry about that.
Oh shit, I forgot to repair. I can't even use my machine gun.
Don't
World
get
War One.
bombed.
Guy.
Don't get
There's a
bombed.
World War One
Hey
event.
Seth, I'm gonna back up to you so you can help me repair
Damn.
so you can get some points.
No, I don't give a fuck about that.
Also, they added the Colorado. John.
I don't give a damn.
Battleship, Colorado.
Everything I said has already been proven. I'm good. Not that 15. Remember what I always say? It likes to fucking portray the vehicles in real life, but yet it can't really do what the vehicles in real life do.
Let's not talk about War Thunder to John, please. I don't want to deal with a bunch of stuff we've already talked about right now.
Okay.
I feel like shit, alright? I'm trying to get positive, I'm trying to get positive stress. I don't want to
Burger!
in the hospital.
Wait, never mind, the world's already burning.
Like, I'm really not doing that good today, Seth.
Well, put some metal music on. That'll help you.
John, I would kill you immediately if you did that.
Why?
I have a massive headache.
Same.
Ah!
I have a
Allergy
big headache
headache.
too, and I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
And if any loud noise occurs, John, I will go at it with murderous rage.
Well, you're playing a fucking game that involves a loud fucking sound.
The
so...
game is very turned down, John.
Yeah, I have the game turned. I always have the game turned down. Explosions sound like. They don't
Yeah,
sound like.
They just sound like slight popping noises.
Yeah, they sound like soft rumbles.
Like
That's how I always play the
thunderstorm.
game.
Out in the distance.
Farts.
What's up, Zill?
Little farts.
I don't know how you get yourself fucking murdered, too.
Zill has been playing Star Citizen with us. So.
It's one thing the
And
human
he's
brain
also
does
got
is
a few
using
other.
your hearing.
He's also got Elite Dangerous and a few other games that we have too.
Oh, John, I sent you a YouTube video.
He has Elite
It's
Dangerous.
funny
and-
though.
He has
I sent you
Elite.
a better one.
Ah,
He has Elite Dangerous and a few other games that we have too.
That ain't fuck. That's it. Bad time step. I got both. of
Okay,
you.
Seth?
mhm. I don't have it installed nor downloaded.
That's
Like
what you
ED?
usually always do.
Star Citizen.
Oh.
I don't.
I thought you talking about Elite Dangerous.
No, Elite Dangerous is installed.
Well, I told you we were going to be doing Star Citizen at some point soon. What about Sea of Thieves? You have that downloaded?
Probably.
'Cause we were going to play that with you too.
Yeah, I only played for a few minutes and then Tim took off.
They're making a Looney Tunes legal drama about Wile E. Coyote versus Acme
owner.
Corporation.
Chuck Jones will be rolling over in his grave.
Right, that's I'm like it. The iconic thing is Wild Coyote versus the Roadrunner.
No, it's he's suing the Acme Corporation over their products. That's what the movie's about.
That
Which
is
makes
funny.
sense, but
Because they're always failing on them.
Yeah.
just like with just like with Space Jam, I'm sure Chuck Jones would have something to say about that.
The new I'm sorry, but Disney right now is getting a lot of backlash as it is from everyone making all their old movies live action and changing everything.
What did he say about Roger Rabbit?
Roger Rabbit? I don't know, but I was talking about
I
Space
love Roger
Jam.
Rabbit.
I was talking
Well,
about
no,
Space
but-
Jam.
Who Framed
uh,
Roger Rabbit?
Who Framed
Good
Roger
movie.
Rabbit is a really good movie. The old Space Jam, I like the old Space Jam. The new
Right?
Space
New
Jam,
one,
no.
I'm not talking about the new one. The new one don't exist. I forgot that. Look, I selectively decide things don't exist because it's just so atrocious it shouldn't have in the first place.
Remake.
All right, now you had to remind me.
No,
Thanks.
there's one time when Disney goes to
Thanks,
Arnold
man.
Company and do the
Appreciate that.
remake. They fuck it over every time.
So the original Space Jam, Chuck Jones said Bugs Bunny could have just solved the problem on his own, and he wouldn't have went out of his way to ask for help. But somebody made a comment about that I actually found made sense. See, one of the interesting things about Bugs Bunny is he was always chaotic. And you can't tell me you didn't see Bugs Bunny go out of his way to do all sorts of hoops and loops for a gag or whatever. But basically, Chuck Jones said Bugs Bunny could have defeated him using only 1% of his power, basically.
Hell, for me, Space Jam was the first time I ever seen Lola Bunny.
Yeah, that was pretty hot.
I'm all like, Lola Bunny, who the... Damn!
Yeah.
Warner Brothers, what the hell, man?
I mean, I'm not complaining.
Well, you're about that far. No wonder.
No, I'm not. Look, if I see look, I'm simple. If I see tits, I go, ooh, titties. All right. If I see tits, I go titties. All right. It's not that complicated.
I'm a titty man too, but still.
And I'm either. You know, I'm either. Like, I'm not just titties. I like hips. I like ass. I like everything. All right. And if I see a set of titties that are hanging out, I go, ooh, titties. I don't care if they got a different color. All right. I don't care if they look a little blue. I mean, look at the aliens in Star Trek. You got the green chicks, but people still swoon over that. And hell, I would too. Oh, green, blue, purple. Fuck it.
Not the skin, it's the fur, man. The
Pussy,
fur.
pussy. Hey, it's exotic though. It's exotic. That's part of what makes it more attractive. It's different, you know.
Well, I know what game I have to get Q next.
Oh God, no. You're not gonna send me another furry game, are you?
Maybe.
Bet your ass he is.
Oh my
It may be a
God.
World War II furry game about Hitler.
No.
Oh, no, not that. I even ran across that one once. How fuck you know?
I'll pray to
But
Gabe to save me.
What did I do?
That's how he's gonna send me that Hitler Stalin dating game.
Oh yeah, Sex with Hitler.
No, but the furry version.
Oh.
I see.
Yeah. He needs that in his life.
That,
So,
you learn.
Zill, in case you haven't caught on, Seth's sick right now.
and I'm coughing because I smoke weed.
Alright.
so. But I smoke it medically, not recreationally. I have a TBI.
So, Zill, are you planning on getting on today, or?
I am in Star Citizen. I already made like 700 kills since last night.
Yeah.
Ew, bang bang.
I did some runs, some cargo runs to try to get my rank up.
Did you do
Back
that
to my
route that I
farm.
told you about? How much did you make?
I was going to do it. I went into the commodity thing with the Hull C, and I bought like 2 million of steel, and I went to go to the loading thing, and it wouldn't come up, but it didn't take the money. And then Sparky showed up to do. I asked Sparky if he wanted to help me try to get my rep up for the cargo hauling, because like I was telling you, I was wanting to try to get that up again so that I can do the 600K contracts and stuff with with the Hull C. So he showed up, so I just said, "Oh well, I'll do it tomorrow."
Yeah, about that. I think when they do the hotfix, it's gonna reset the rep again.
Well, my rep wasn't reset because of the update. It was upset before the update. Whenever I bought
me-
the Hull C, it reset my reputation.
For me, since the cargo hauling came out, every update they did, it reset my rep. That's why I didn't do any more hauling missions.
Well, it's a sporadic glitch where your rep just randomly resets. I don't really know. I heard people complaining about it, and then it
bounty
finally
hunting,
happened to me.
Never reset, but for cargo hauling, every time they did a hotfix or a patch, it resets my
Mhm.
whole rep.
I've seen people complaining about all the reps resetting, like even bounty hunting.
Yeah.
So I just figured it was just a toss up.
How are we looking on those
I have no
German
idea.
Empire medals? Or
It's you two that's on it.
I'm 9/10 of the way done. I was pretty much useless during that match. I got bombed to the beginning, and all I had left was a gunner and a driver.
I had
Just
it.
playing.
I have War Thunder.
Yeah, we're doing the
I-
World War I event that they're doing right now.
I killed a lot of people.
I know you did. You're kicking ass.
I got
A couple of the guys I
10,000.
was shooting at, you got.
Yeah.
I mean that in a good way.
A lot of those guys I hit once to disable them by killing everyone in the front cap and then just hit them in the back.
So Zilla, the night before last night, I rented the 600i Origin, and I got on it with the gunner. I let Sparky fly it. And Hammer and I got on as the gunners, and we took on like some like strong bounties with it and stuff, you know. It has like it has missiles. and it was it was pretty tanky. You know, Hammers kept saying he wanted to do it because we used to know someone that had one, so I rented it for 24 hours. Pretty cool, huh? But yeah, I will be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie. I'm worried about the rep resetting, but at the same time, it's like I don't know what to do about it. You know, other than ignore it. Know what I mean, Vern?
Yeah.
Sure.
I want to do my rep too, but I'm gonna wait for a hotfix.
Yeah,
That's
because
probably gonna come pretty soon.
yeah, because when I came in at 4.02, several people were talking about the rep resetting, but that's the only rep that's reset, and it was after I got the whole C. And I haven't had it reset since, so. But so yeah, I didn't get to test out that I'm spawning on the right side with Seth's favorite boy.
Right
Oh shit! I
side.
need more ammo.
Yeah, I'm gonna take less shrapnel and more.
I'm not gonna take any shrapnel. It's annoying.
I'm just taking 3 shrapnel. Basically nothing.
I am a truck. I am a truck.
Uh-huh, you're a truck without any ability for the engine to breathe.
The
Excellent.
game already knows which way we're gonna be facing. I spawned in facing backwards. No, I mean not the vehicle wasn't facing backwards, but the camera.
The camera, yeah, was facing the way the
You know,
gun
there
was.
were some vehicles back then that might look like they don't have no way to breathe, but they do. It's all hidden.
Yeah, but
this
this
is
is
Russian.
Rush.
We still do it.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
they
this is
say
Rush.
Russian. That's all pointing either inside or out or right straight up down. Pick one.
No, there is a way for it to breathe. It's in the very, very front, so two.
Yeah, I know. It's still
It's very
tiny
restricted.
though. Yeah. Barely anything for the radiator.
Mm-hmm.
Do
I
I
got the
run
work.
over this German soldier?
Yeah, I see it.
Yesterday I got to work on an Accurate. I had a factory turbo to 2.3 liter that had an intercooler for the turbo that actually had ram air specifically for the turbo. It was pretty neat.
Yeah, sounds like it. Hey, I got him. Take that,
job.
Frenchie. Fuck you. Get fucked.
You?
What?
You get that though when he says that. You know that. Get over it.
What are you talking about?
He was just a Frenchman.
Yeah, well. He
Yeah,
was
but he
weird.
wants the French femboy. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm jealous.
You know what? There's only one thing that I think that would make this game better, and that would be Renault FT17s.
Oh, good. I thought you were gonna say My Little Pony planes. I was gonna be like,
No.
Now it needs My Little Pony music blaring though. And then every time you hit it, it says friendship is magic. Every time you kill someone, friendship is magic.
No, like the caking.
Oh my God.
Would be more of they're playing My Little Fucking Pony music or
Gabe,
the Little Fucking Shark song.
while I was shooting at a target, my truck
Baby
rotated.
shark, baby
So
shark,
fucking like,
While I was shooting at that target, Gabe, I fired like 6 times and I rotated the truck. My truck rotated 60 degrees. I mean 80 degrees. No,
Yeah,
wait.
no, I'm having the same issue.
No, it was 90. It was 90
That,
degrees.
and I love it.
It was 90 degrees. My bad. Because it was a complete like left turn.
fucking foot.
No.
That's love.
No.
As a person who was raised around sharks in the southern California,
Oh,
because
he
on
moved.
the coast we got tiger sharks, apples, and that's in Florida.
Hey, John, what do you think about that guy that said he had sex with a dolphin?
I'm gonna call
Dolphins.
bullshit on that.
Dolphins rape people.
Dolphins are little horny motherfuckers, but
Yeah, he did
we
talk
don't
about.
have any way of actually fucking
He did talk about you don't want to get involved with a male dolphin. It could really,
Marine biology is
They
one
can tear
thing
you up
I'm
on the
very
inside.
adept in, so that was my.
Remember that episode of Kata Hill where Hank got raped by the dolphin?
Probably. He's lucky to be alive. Cause you have internal bleeding. Cause it's like fucking sandpaper.
He was wearing swim trunks, and but he was also underwater. So.
Yeah. Either way, they get very. What I've heard that they get very, very rough, and you die from internal bleeding. Says I'm
That's your
coming to
favorite.
you. They started targeting our position.
Like I said, dolphins are horny animals. Yeah,
Ah, the
but
snake
they
can't
don't
climb this
go
hill.
after
I should have known
you.
better.
All the stories you hear
Damn.
about that are usually just the people wanting that shit to happen, so they believe it's so fucking hard that in their mind it happened.
I paid the price.
It's
You know what
just
else?
stupid ass fantasies. That's it.
Keo,
What
how's
about the-
your
I don't know, man.
They
This
got
guy
the-
just wrote
the-
this entire blog about how he romanced the dolphin.
Like I
It was
said,
great.
marine biology is my forte.
by the
Dolphins
way,
are horny
Keo?
animals, but they don't. They can't really do anything.
He said that he can't go back to a regular woman because the female dolphin was the best he ever had, and he'd like talk
Bruh.
to her and hang out with her every day.
Yeah.
What the
That's
hell?
him being a fucking psychopathic fucking person with his mind fucked up. Yeah,
Hey,
that's his
Q?
fantasy.
Oh,
I
He's just a fucking weirdo that needs to be fucking put in some fucking straight jacket and hauled off.
Yeah, but
all right, give me a
dolphins
second,
have-
Seth.
Dolphins
I need
have
to run up.
slurs for other animals.
Dolphins are the dicks of the
Dol-
fucking ocean. What the fuck you mean?
Dolphins will call you the N-word.
I just picture this random woman freaking out, crying in the water, and there's like a
Funny because I'm
dolphin
like,
sitting on top of it.
You do know. Dolphins don't have the.
oh, that was
vocals
actually
like
helping
you.
me a little, Q.
No, they don't, but they have their
I
own
know, but I
language.
have to do it
Yep.
the other way because I get
Oh,
more power
all
going
fucking
forward.
creatures have their own. Come on.
Yeah. Animals have their own languages, but dolphins and whales have, like, some that you can actually replicate, like, easier to reciprocate meaning, and also a lot of chimpanzee tribes. Chimpanzees.
Hold on,
You can
Seth.
take a
Go in
chimpanzee
reverse. There
from,
you go.
like, northern Africa, and
Yeah,
then, like,
dolphin depends on what
Pretty.
Rio dolphin we're talking
I use
about.
I'm
Even
using
Yorkers are
gravity on
dolphins,
this
so-
part as a fulcrum.
well, yeah, but I'm saying
One more
it's
Keep backing
like,
it up,
we
Seth.
can,
Keep backing it up.
we
I am.
can kind of decipher what they're trying to say.
Kind
Q,
of, but we not.
back up
no,
and
Kind
then
of.
full
well,
speed.
I
you
know-
can
I
do
know
it
That's
that
what I'm
way.
doing.
It's all by sound.
I'm
It's
slipping
rough,
because
yeah.
of the mud.
Acoustic.
Yes.
Very high pitched too.
Um,
Normal dolphins are high pitched. Orcas are more lower pitch.
Have you
Whales
heard
are
that?
straight out deeper.
Have you seen that video of the dude pouring the Gatorade into the mouth of the cottonmouth?
Cottonmouth snake?
Yeah.
That's why I call being an
Is he insane?
I got
Yeah,
it. I'm
he
free.
poured the Gatorade in the cottonmouth's mouth, and I just found a video of a guy feeding an alligator fucking frozen popsicle.
How did it go? What happened?
The gator's just sitting there with his mouth open. He threw the popsicle in there.
Then what happened?
Gator can tell by the
The
taste
gator
if
ate
it
it
is right
and
off
then
the
opened its
bat.
mouth again.
Gators don't
What
give
about
a
the
fuck.
what about the snake? What happened with the
This-
snake?
I don't know. I don't know what happened with the snake, but the
I
caption
could probably
was
tell you.
the caption was the snake will be looking for that taste for the rest of his life.
No, he wouldn't be. He'd be more of very pissed off and want to fight the fuck out of the person.
Well, yeah, realistically.
Mm-hmm. I had boas as it is. I know better. If you own any creature that has poison, you are required by law to microdose or add that same poison.
That
Just
don't
in
kill you.
case those things get you once, you don't get killed by the damn fucking poison.
Oh, Seth, we
you
got a
have-
competition. We got two of them over there.
It's required if you own any creature that has poison to microdose it. Or you poison your creature. Most people do the depoison part.
Goodbye, kid. It was fun knowing you.
Keep digging cobras and shit like that.
Getting out of here.
Yeah, probably.
We're not doing so good this round. I mean, I'm doing great, but our team's not doing so good.
Well, that's good for you. At least, you know.
Yeah.
That cottonmouth is gonna fight the shit out of that human that was pouring Gatorade out.
It'd be nice if we got a bomber too. I mean, besides the
We
Zeppelin.
do. It's a Zeppelin.
Yeah, but can it climb?
Yes.
Besides, like a gentle drift balloon.
You should fly the Zeppelin, Q. I think you might enjoy it.
I was going to when I
Yeah.
died, but I haven't died yet.
As much as the Zeppelin is neat, I wish it was the Gothic Edition.
It'd be nice to like have both at least, you know, have an option.
Yeah, that'd be nice too.
Seth, shoot this plane
With what?
with your machine gun.
I have no machine gun.
And use your face.
What? How do you not have a machine gun?
You probably got shot out like mine did.
Oh.
That's why I was asking him to help me.
Oh, Seth, you have 6 machine guns.
Oh yeah, Seth, you got a bunch of them.
Yeah, but none that face up.
They do. They angle up. That guy was. That guy. They angle up just enough, and you're on the side of a hill, Seth.
Yeah, but every crew member is dead.
I saw you shooting it just now.
Yeah, I only have this one.
2.
Oh, I used the shrapnel from the explosion to take out that guy's gunner.
That's funny.
Well, he's in the truck. I launched an HE shell at him, and it blew up in
Oh,
front of
you're
him, and the
dead.
shrapnel took out his gunner.
All right, Q. Zeppelin time.
All right, Seth, are you in the Zeppelin now?
No, I do not have the spawn points required. You're just going to be in a Zeppelin by yourself.
Son of a bitch. I don't wanna.
We have another Zeppelin up already still.
Yeah.
He's not dead. Be okay.
I'll
Bill?
watch you, Q.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I'm out. I've lost.
USSR 34.
Oh, I see him. Wow, this is an
Yeah, he's been alive for a while. Oh,
It
there's
is
a
an
bomber in front of
experience,
you.
Q.
There's an enemy bomber in front of you.
So
Yeah.
I'm holding space to try to gain altitude. Oh wait,
No,
that's
you
not how
gotta
that
hold
works.
D.
That's our
That's the-
citizen.
Yeah. D is how you raise your altitude.
D?
Yep.
Yeah, your nose is down, Q.
Yeah, your nose is down. You need to hold D.
D as in dog?
Yes.
Yes.
How does that work?
I have no idea. But that's
Is
how it works.
Is it the submarine controls?
It sounds
I
like
don't
that.
remember, man. This bomber's
'Cause I
chasing
remember-
me.
Yeah.
Not last year.
He's dead.
I think it might have been last year or the year before when they had the
You think I'm gonna trust
the-
it? Do you think I'm gonna trust the AI?
Submarine trials?
the
That was
submarine.
earlier this year.
Was it earlier this year? No, I could have swore that was the April
No,
Fools.
it had to be last year.
No, because I played it. And it wasn't an April Fool's.
But yeah,
It
they
was
had like
earlier
a
this
Battle
year.
of the Atlantic thing where it was.
Yeah, it was
submarines.
earlier this year.
Really?
I haven't played it since. I'm waiting
that
for
had
the
to have
subs to come out because I thought that shit was fun as fuck.
Yeah. I didn't care for the cruisers or the mine ships
Destroyers.
that the destroyers that you were playing as, but I really liked
That play was
the
fun.
the Mark
Enjoyable.
7. Yeah.
So instead,
Hey.
are you sure it's D, Seth? Because S seems to pull back too.
Yeah, it was earlier this year
Uh,
and I
D.
haven't played since.
Yes, D. If you look at the bottom Q, it shows you the controls. D is up.
It's not telling me any controls, Seth.
Oh. It was telling me with the controls D is up.
Yeah, it wasn't telling me nothing. I'm like, why am I nosing down? Oh, I got the
How we
task
look-
done.
You got the task? Did you get the task, Seth?
Oh, I've had the task done for quite some
Alright.
time.
Do we want to play the triple entente then?
Yeah, I need to do that.
Because we get a vehicle today if we get the.
Yeah.
I'm pretty much done with what I wanted to do for the event, but
Well, we get a vehicle whenever we
We
do
get
the
a ve-
triple
yeah.
entente.
Triple entente medal gives you a vehicle from the event.
Yeah.
yeah, the French one.
And?
No, it's a box that you roll. It gives you one of the 5, and then you can if you do all the medals, you get all of them.
Yeah.
I got the American Harrier, and I was taken out into air sim, the 13.01
Mm-hmm.
with the A190s, and I've been taking it out into air sim, and I've been hiding in trees and popping up, and shooting at people.
Speaking of the Harrier, there's been people on Instagram claiming that the Soviets were the first one to make a VTOL jet. I was like, no,
Brits.
the Brits were. The Kestrel flew like 10 years before the Yak 38, and they were talking about Yak 141. I'm like, when do you think Yak 141 came out?
Yeah, yeah.
Russian
There's
propaganda.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that think Russia saved World War II and everything because that's what the books tell you. I used to have this friend in
That
high
was
school,
not
Joe.
American
To
supply.
to this day, he still believes that the Russians saved World War II because of what our history book said in school.
Which is fucking weird because my history books when I was a kid said the fact that the reason why Russia was able to fucking come back was due to our fucking victory ships. Our
John,
supply.
we'll see, John. Over the past like 40 to 50 years, the history books have been altered like every year, every other year. Whenever I was in school,
I kept note to what dates their fucking books, my history books.
when I was in school, they were changing the history books every year,
Not mine. Shit, we
and
didn't
they've
have the
been
money to do
twisting
that crap.
history bit by bit over generations.
Yeah, my school didn't have that type of money.
No, I'm just saying, like that's just in general. Like that's the school dominated school
Oh.
board.
Hey, Q, did you
Well, I
see
guess
the
depends where you're at because I don't know where I came from.
did you see the Norway launch? The launch of a rocket in Norway?
Cool.
And
Uh,
my teacher will tell you straight out,
it's,
America's the
I
reason
had to
why
buy a new
fucking
phone
Russia
because this one keeps
survived.
cutting off on me randomly.
And China.
yeah, Q, it didn't go so well.
Oh,
Well,
nation.
I figured you'd tell me about it.
Well,
Which one do you want to use, Seth? The Frenchie or the Russian?
The Russian.
What side?
I'm thinking
Your
he wants to
mom.
go left. Right, Seth?
Yeah, sure, left.
British voice lines for the crew. Ree!
Are you okay?
No, I'm going insane slowly.
Were you trying to sing?
No.
Don't forget about your artillery. Hey, this side is better than the other side, or at least it feels better.
See, look, these tires are actual tires.
Oh, they are. Huh. Did the Germans not have tires to replace them?
I guess not. These have chains. These have chains on the tires too.
Poor Germans. They pulled off the chains so they can have extra metal for something else.
Late World War II.
World War One.
Yeah, this is World War One.
Aren't these chains mainly for like?
It helps with mud.
It smells with mud and snow.
I'm sure they must have either taken it off for a reason, or that's just how they got the truck.
It might have been just how they got the truck.
Yeah, because they captured like I think they said 6 of these.
That's
what it said?
I was on the fucking Allied side. Germans didn't really have the material to really do it. They even had fucking armor. They didn't. They still used fucking horse. Didn't really have anything.
What are you talking about? The Germans had the horses. They were hungry.
No, they left the horses because they needed them. They ate everything else though.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
they
eat
did
you in
eat
a
the
minute.
horses.
Hey Seth, you know you could fight from behind, fire from behind cover, right? See how I just hit that guy? He didn't even see me. I'm using my binoculars to set the range, and I'm just aiming at it. Seth, they're shooting at you.
I see.
Yeah, too bad. Should have listened.
Yeah,
I'm just kidding. Zilly, you still there?
I listen to. If I listened, then I wouldn't experience.
What experience?
The World War I experience.
Yeah, of exploding. Jeez, you would know.
The World War I experience of throwing your life away for no reason.
Yeah.
Not to-
Because some grumpy guy.
I want to invade Serbia.
Because reasons.
They don't want to invade France because they're a bunch of pricks.
They are, aren't they?
They are. I went there one time. They're pricks.
Yeah, see?
You know
The
what?
Germans,
I
the
heard,
Germans were justified. in
I heard that if you're
invading
German
Germans.
visiting, I heard.
They weren't justified anywhere else, but they were justified.
Well,
with
in
France.
World War One, they were very justified because they were the defenders. They were the ones that were attacked. In a matter of speaking. And in World War II, they were declared war on, so I guess it's, I guess you could say there's some semblance.
They had to be because appeasement didn't work.
Yeah, but from what we've learned, Germany wasn't planning on going to war after that. The Poland thing happened as a necessity because Russia was going to take Poland anyway. And Germany was very wary of Russia and their conquestrial actions, or I mean stance.
Expansionist.
Yeah, their stance on expanding was very concerning, so German
The air war in this battle is quite
tried to take what they
interesting.
could
Yes.
get. Yeah.
The air war looks
Hey
quite
Gabe,
good.
do you have the Nighthawk?
I don't
The
have the
F-117?
No, well, I'm getting the SU-33 right now with my squadron points.
I have
Yeah.
an
Then I
Nighthawk.
was, then I was
Yes.
probably gonna go after the Abrams aim, the Australian Abrams, and then maybe the Nighthawk.
Yeah, Seth and I have the Nighthawk. He gifted it
was
to
fun.
me as a birthday present.
Oh, that's very nice. That was very nice of him.
My birthday was in November. Seth, I'm moving. We're getting shot at. Ah! He's very angrily shooting at us. Seth, run!
I was too
No.
busy killing someone.
The
so
the butt panzer got you.
The butt panzer.
Yeah, boot or something.
Is that related to the ass dwelling trout?
Yeah.
It is.
Very much.
Yeah. One of my friends is afflicted by one of those. Yeah, he's got an ass dwelling trout in his ass.
So he needs to get. Well, to begin with, he needs to get the stick out from in there. That's a very good place to start.
Well, we tried to tell him that because the stick only got stuck after the ass dwelling trout was in there.
Yeah, that's part
Oh,
of the
there goes
problem.
the
See,
blimp.
that's a classic.
There
The
goes the
trout just
enemy.
leaves
There goes the
naturally
Zeppelin.
after once in a while, but when you get a stick up there, it stays for a long time. It could be there for
Yeah.
years if the person don't do something about it.
These Zeppelins, these poor Zeppelins.
Yeah.
What sucks for them is that they're giant, and so everyone sees them from.
From everywhere.
Yeah, they're just there, and everyone goes, "Oh, free cookie," and then they disappear.
Yeah, that's the same thing with like any big target, honestly. They may
Yeah,
not be
and
able
it
to do
doesn't
much
help
to it,
that-
but they'll damn sure do it anyway.
This guy
And
just
it doesn't help that
I'm one of
this
those
guy just
people.
crashed his spad.
pretty
Like,
useful.
Say again?
Somebody just crashed their spads just straight into the ground. They just nose downed.
Okay, and what was that about being pretty useful, Seth?
What?
Just about being pretty useful?
Oh, every part of it's pretty useful.
Anyway,
you start
Seth,
ripping gas bags, and bad things start happening.
yeah. I think at least there's a lot of guns on it.
You know what would be really cool? The Fokker Eindecker. That would be cool in this.
Is that the big bomber?
No, that would be the Gothica GB. The
Right, yeah.
the Eindecker was a monoplane.
Oh, okay.
I'm out.
I'm not very knowledgeable per se. Like, I forgot most of the stuff I've learned.
Yeah, SPAD 13. There's actually a SPAD 13 at the Air Force Museum.
So,
In the museum I went to, there was a ME-262.
Yeah. Well, they just got a SU-27 also, and pretty sure a Panavia Tornado. Air Force Museum in Dayton.
it's interesting to see some of these dedicated machine gunners like shooting at stuff.
Yeah, they'll shoot at tanks too.
I know several of them shooting at me.
Yeah. Oh, there's a little tunnel over there.
Did you do the Mad Max event?
I did a little bit of it. It was okay.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty fun.
Yeah, I had fun with it. It was okay.
Unfortunately, I was busy, so I couldn't really like fully try it out.
Yeah, every summer I end up working like 50 hours a week because people quit the job in the summer. It's like,
There you go. Oh, by the way, the rocket that launched in Norway was German-made.
well, did you hear that Rheinmetall is about to take over a bunch of Volkswagen factories that aren't making cars?
Good luck
And
to
they're
you. I
about
hope you
to-
kill
they're
that
about
guy
to
in
start-
front of you.
They're about
Well, I
about to
stopped
start
him, but I
churning
didn't
out
stop him
leopards,
from shooting.
leopards and panthers.
I got his driver and stuff, but that was really about all I managed to get.
Yeah, Germany's new tank is called the Panther. Oh boy.
Anyways, Q, I sent you a video.
Thanks for telling me that while I'm in the middle of trying to defend off against the tanks.
Well, I saw you were about to die.
I know, I'm just joking.
There was no hope for you. The time was already. I mean, your fate was already set. The only thing that we didn't know was the time.
Oh no, you're right. You're exactly right.
And I just assumed you would just look at it, you know, when the match was over.
Oh yeah, of course.
I
Well, guess
just
what?
sent
I'm
you
in a
3
bomber.
videos.
But it's too late now.
Dude,
should've
I actually
just-
sent you 3 videos.
Yes, I haven't looked at any of them yet. But the D&D abridged thing, I sent one to that. I actually seen that one. I sent that
Oh.
to I found a whole playlist of it. I sent to Nord. All right. Let me take a look.
It may and be like one of your rockets.
Well, considering that it was icy in Norway, that could have. You think that was a factor?
No.
No, it looks like it's out of control. Never mind.
Ye-
No, 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 no. I'm talking about no, no, no. Okay, let me rephrase that, Seth. Before I saw that it was obviously unstable, I noticed that it was having trouble with stability, like right after it took off. So I, you know,
Yeah, it just went. Yeah, yeah, you see it at near the end whenever they cut the engines. They cut the engines. They sent the control, the signal to stop the engines.
no, I meant before that. Like right
I
after it
know.
took off, I noticed that it was like not very stable.
Minute German engineering. It either works or it's spectacularly unworking. It's either working or it's spectacular in its failure. Nah, just joking. If it was spectacular in its failure, it would have flipped back around and head straight for the nearest city.
That sounds like Weird Al.
What?
That animation you sent me about Virus
Oh.
Alert.
Uh,
Yeah, it sounds like Weird Al. Very nice, John. So you downloaded the mod.
Kablamo!
John's
And
like,
here you
I
get to
am
watch,
the Empire.
and you get to watch the Kablamo. The Germans, they got to attack Norway again. Ah, their proud tradition of setting off explosions in Norway.
Uh huh.
It's too bad that's not what they wanted to do.
I don't
Right.
know, man. One of the things that I've learned on real life is sometimes things are way more complicated than they seem.
Yeah,
Especially whenever it comes to like build engineering. Like, there's been multiple planes that you think was made by somebody, but it was actually made by like a subset of somebody from another country, and they actually made it. You know, and it was just like
no, this
given
company,
to them.
this
I'm just saying, Seth.
I
I'm
know.
just fucking saying. All right.
Yeah, because well, Q, it is weird because this rocket's launching in Norway, but it's built by Germans. That is weird.
At least
Yeah, I
it fell
know.
in the
It's just
water.
that I'm
Oh
always
yeah,
I'm just always been pretty skeptical of a lot of that stuff because it's
yeah.
like
That's why they didn't send the self-destruct code to it. Like,
very
or
nice,
maybe
John.
it didn't even have a self-destruct on it.
At least it hit the water, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. It runs on. I think this rocket runs on liquid oxygen and propane. Yes, it is liquid oxygen and propane, which is weird. Normally it's liquid oxygen and
I didn't
kerosene.
I didn't see any fins on it.
Fins don't mean anything. It's a small rocket. You don't really need fins.
Yeah, they're stabilizers, Seth.
I
That's
know, but you don't necessarily need them.
yeah. Mm, pretty sure you do.
You don't. There's plenty of rockets without fins, but
Yeah, but those ones without fins are usually have like a massive engine set to compensate. That one doesn't.
yes, but it has massive gimbaling engines.
Yeah, but that's
That's
not enough,
thrust
Seth.
vectoring.
You've played
Yeah.
Kerbal Space Program. You know
I
that's
know.
not enough.
Oh yeah, it is enough. But
Not enough for
what it looked like
not
was
enough
the
for an
guidance.
incredibly tall rocket.
Yeah, it's not that tall. It's not as tall as you think either. It's
Seth,
actually
that thing's
it's
massive. That's like a big rocket. It's not a fucking
no,
bottle rocket.
Actually, no, it's
Oh,
actually
no.
considered small.
I don't care how small it's considered. When you look at how big the rocket is big, Seth. It's not a model rocket.
My
You didn't
Vermont
just
has
launch
the
it from your
DOS using on the
backyard.
It's 1 ton to orbit. That's all it has.
Yeah, Seth, that thing's big. It just looks small because it's from really far away. Because anytime you do anything related to the rockets, you have to be like 2 miles away.
back. Did that guy kill? Oh no, never mind. That's two different.
I'll have to show you a video. It's
Like
not
remember
as big as you
whenever
think.
that new United States rocket blew up and people The fly flew by the camera and people thought it was an alien UFO for like decades, and people still fucking think that. That's because the camera was so ungodly zoomed in, because it had to be so far away that the rocket looked really tiny. But it was a fly going by the camera lens.
No, it was aliens.
Obviously.
It was actually squirrels.
Yeah, the squirrels. They decided they're trying to leave our plane of influence. We can't allow that.
Yeah,
The beaver
they know
uprising.
too much.
For the bushy-tailed empire, we shall destroy their rocket.
Mhm.
In the name of Emperor Quilphilius.
Can't hit shit right now.
I'm hitting. I'm just not doing
I
any
just
damage.
can't pen. I'm just not penning those
I keep fusing on like this tree branch. And then whenever I move up to bypass the tree branch, I just can't get my shot to land.
Maybe the
I was
ammunition's different.
I was hitting the no, they're just same 2 shells. I was hitting the A7 with Saint Charmant. I just wasn't penning it.
I'm not using armor piercing, I'm using HE.
Yeah. Well, like regardless, it just wasn't penning.
I wasn't even hitting, I kept hitting some like tree branch I couldn't see. And then I moved forward to where I had a better like shot. And then I just kept fucking up my shot. I kept aiming it where I was thinking it was supposed to be, but it wasn't good enough. They're getting wise to our tactics, Seth. I'm stuck in a mud pit. Seth, might need your help. Help me, Mark 5. I can't get out. Help me.
One of the things I like about this thing is its optics.
Put on the British Grenadiers from the Girls on Panzer soundtrack. Ah! There's a blimp above us. Oh, thank goodness.
Rule Britannia, Britannia rule the world.
Hey, you still got flat tracks.
Yeah, but they're all they're ribbed, but there's no gaps.
I mean, they are better than the Mark IVs a little bit, but they still don't have they still don't have spacers in them that can affect traction. But I don't care. It helped me. I don't fucking care. I just want to get out of that damn pit. I was trapped in there. We're fine. There's a guy right over there. Alright, I got their driver, commander, I don't know who else.
We Mark 5 neutral steering, Mark 5 neutral steering. I just don't like that you can't aim the left gun.
Try using the switch gun position command. I do. I have like control tilde 1 2 3 4. Oh wait, no, that was silver that got my control scheme. Copied and pasted my control scheme to silver.
Did you send up the setup wizard file or just?
No, you could just, you save a preset of your control
Yeah,
scheme.
that's what I'm saying. The setup wizard, like save
No,
a preset, and then you can send somebody the setup wizard file of it.
no, it's
So
not
they
a
just
setup
have to import
wizard.
it.
No,
It's
no,
a setup wizard.
it's got nothing to do with the setup wizard. You just load the preset file.
Yeah, that's part of the setup wizard.
No, you don't. You don't have to do anything with the setup wizard. You just go to controls, save file, or load file. There's no setup
Yeah.
wizard involved.
That's part. Okay. Okay. I understand what you're saying. We're agreeing on what the function is, on how it works.
Oh, okay.
But that is part of the control setup wizard. That is a function of the control setup wizard. It's just in there.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
All right. After this match, I'm gonna go get some food. 'Cause I have to eat today.
Ow, my body.
Oof, my bones. I drank the bone hurting juice.
Yeah, it's called 250 kilogram bomb.
The
It's
bone
like
hurting.
4 Zeppelins. The Zeppelins are actually dumb. Oh god, there's one above me. That's actually scary because I've flown one. I know what it can do. Get out of here, run! Hey, I got him. No, I'm sorry. Wait, how do I get to the gun to the front? There it is. Ah, fuck. I only fired like 10 shots and I had to reload. Damn you, British guns! I had a fighter coming at me from the front, and I go to the front gunner, start shooting. It's like 10 shots, and that's a reload. I was like, no. Well, that was interesting. The Zeppelins actually dominated that time. I wasn't paying attention enough to know how that escalated. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I wonder if like nobody spawned in any planes. But yeah, Seth, you said a few times you were gonna download a few things here and there. Did you ever get any of them?
I have
I know-
no idea.
I know I told you that we were planning on getting on Star Citizen at some point with Nordic. But there's a lot of other games that you were talking about. But yeah, very interesting.
Even halfway there.
I need to go AFK for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
I will be back.
Not even halfway there. What?
With the token.
User disconnected from your channel.
Oh. It is what it is.
There we go.
What?
The rocket is 92 feet tall.
Nice. Do they have like grooves on it and stuff?
And like 6 feet round.
Do they have, like,
I don't know.
Do they have like stability grooves like the
No, it
American?
looks smooth.
Yeah, I thought it looked pretty smooth, but looks can be deceiving. That's what I was trying to say. Like, I don't want to assume too much, you know what I mean? That's what I was trying to say.
Now it's smooth.
What do you think happened? Was it too top heavy?
No,
compared
it's
to the
guidance.
thrust rate?
No, guidance problem.
That's what I thought too.
It's just a guidance problem.
Do you know? Did they say specifically, or
No, it just happened this week. They ain't gonna release nothing.
not until 40 years later?
Yep. And then because it's German, they need to have a report of the report of a report of a report just to get to the just to figure out if they need to file a report or not.
That's funny.
They need at least
Hey,
5
John.
reports before they
Hey, John. Is John here?
I don't know.
Are we able to, like, can you check for me?
He's probably still here, but he's probably not talking.
He sent me some pictures. I wanted to ask him about it.
The good news is, for their rocket, is all the engines were working.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna laugh if it turns out they did the oops that another European rocket did, where they mounted the gyroscope upside down.
Yeah,
Forcibly,
that's...
by the way.
How'd that happen?
I don't know. The mechanic that put it on said it wouldn't fit, so he made it fit. Not realizing that it was upside down and it wasn't meant to fit that way. And the rocket went up and did a U-turn to come right back down. Because, oh no, my guidance is saying I'm upside down.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder why guidance.
Yeah, that's a classic. Yeah, that's a classic one. Boy. There are some gyros in, when you have gyros in a Vorion, you have to point the gyros in certain directions that you want to, assist with, rotation stabilization of the ship.
They have a cool name for their engines.
And you have to point the gyros the certain ways you want it to be for that direction, you know?
They call their engines the Aquila engines.
I wonder why.
Just cool name. I don't know. Why would you name anything?
Yeah, there's a ship in Star Citizen that Sparky has. This guy I've been playing with recently. It's called the Constellation Aquila.
And they do use liquid oxygen and propane. Nice.
Interesting. What do you think about that mixture?
It's okay. They use a tankless design, which means that there's actually no tanks in the rocket. And the rocket itself is the skin of the rocket itself is the tank.
Any comment on that one?
I have no idea. It sounds sketchy, but
Yeah, it's like, what do you expect me to do? I'm not a rocket engineer. What do you expect me to say about it?
It just sounds sketchy to me, but I mean, if it works, it works. And I mean, it didn't fail it. That part, I will say, didn't fail. What failed was the brains of the rocket failed. Or something. The rocket thought something bad was happening and it was trying to vector itself.
Yeah, because I noticed when it went to take off, I noticed it was like wobbling a little bit. And it was like trying to like do something.
I was impressed the what do you call it? The power of the gimbals that it had.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
But once a rocket flips upside down, it's over. You can't get it right.
I think if you look at it, the rocket was way behind schedule on where it should have been by the point they decided to cut the brakes, so they just cut the brakes.
Who knows? They may have had thrust problems too. Who knows?
That's what I mean. If you look at it going up, it looks like it's about to fall down anyway, like from like not progressing in altitude. Because from the way I understand it, when it comes to acceleration and stuff, and maybe even rockets, you want a consistent curve. You don't want it to just flatline. And that includes altitude and acceleration. You gotta, like, they calculate, like, peak times and altitudes at different... Like, an actual professional rocket launch involves a timetable. Like, at this point in time from the launch, at T plus whatever, we're gonna be at this altitude, etc. You know, but what I saw before they cut the engines was it was still at ground level, so they're probably like, "Fuck it, it's not going anywhere anyway." That's how I interpret it. Aside from the, obviously the error in it not flying straight, but I think two things contributed to it not, because it wobbling a little bit would affect its acceleration curve, because it's not a consistent thrust in one particular direction, and two, it just wasn't achieving the thrust to weight rate. It looked like it wasn't achieving the thrust to weight ratio that it needed.
Maybe. Yeah, it was having its own problems. I mean, what I do like is first flight. I click on their first flight, and you see it, and they haven't updated the fact that it wasn't a success. Someone is sad. To be fair, that is something to be sad about, your first flight failing. But, I mean, first flights always fail, so... Or, they don't always fail, but it's extremely likely that something didn't go right. The mission name is just as bad as you would expect. Going full spectrum. The rocket is called Spectrum, I mean...
It's on the spectrum.
Yeah. Let's see once when I click the live stream.
You want to do another round? Because
Yeah, I would.
I'm thinking about putting something in the oven to eat. I've only eaten a pot pie.
I don't know how close I am to actually laying down, though. I'm starting to get really ill. So I'd like to get one more round in before I give up.
Let me make a quick salad, alright?
We'll see.
Are you gonna download... When you lay down, are you gonna download anything?
I don't know.
Well... I'd like it if you could try a little bit. Update Elite Dangerous and download Star Citizen,
Elite Dangerous is updated.
Okay.
Everything is updated.
Oh, okay. Including Sea of Thieves?
I have no idea.
Yeah, because they got they got co-op servers now.
I know you've told me this
50 times.
Yes.
And I apologize. I'm just trying to make sure I remember, because a lot of times whenever we want to say, "Hey, let's play a game," we draw a blank because there's just too many,
I have noticed though, about once a week, Windows tries to sell me on buying that game that flopped.
Mm-hmm.
Which game was it again?
It was Microsoft probably got roped into sponsoring it, and now they're trying to make their money back.
No. It was made by Microsoft. It was one of Microsoft's studios that made it.
Oh.
I forget the name though, but I know it's a flop. I know it's a huge flop.
Skullima? No, that's not it. Oh. Is it that woke one?
Yeah, it's one of the woke ones.
Yeah, they're probably suffering from the PR from that too.
Like every once in a while, whenever I start my computer, it'll be at the bottom right, bottom right-hand side of my screen saying, "Enhance your experience of Windows. Buy this game."
I've I've
I just go,
blocked. I
"Oh,
blocked most of that stuff from.
oh, I have it all blocked," but it went past the blocks, and that's what makes
Oh,
me go, "Oh, that just tells me how desperate they are." I'm just like, "Oh,
please.
yeah, jeez, that's pretty bad desperation, man." I don't mind seeing it because it makes me laugh every time I see it, but mm.
All right, I'm ready now.
All right. I need
Yeah, see if you can get it downloaded. Are you on the left side or right side?
Oh, I haven't spawned yet. You want to go? Let's go left.
All right. What are we doing? The Garford?
Yeah, I'm gonna go Garford. Even though it's not so good on this side for some reason.
It's just
I think that probably this side is not as good as the German side.
don't know.
That may be a problem.
Let's try doing a flank.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Before- What? What'd I do?
All these little freaking incidents come back and get fucking my dog.
Run, Seth, run! Save yourself! I'm stuck.
Oh, I thought you were already hit. Oh, I'm dead.
What am I supposed to be looking at?
I was gonna ask you about your pictures.
You didn't like it, John? That was a German rocket. The first all German rocket that was meant to go to orbit. It went very well. Right, Q?
Yeah.
It went upside down like a good rocket. I'm sure the Germans were very proud.
They probably are. Oops. I actually spawned as the French tank and didn't even chase it. That means I have bad ammo. Because I got a bunch of HE in the pocket.
I will say, shit, how many times did NASA fucking get the same thing before we got into space?
Yeah, but this is a navigation error. Did you see how that thing just kind of hung there? Yeah, ours either worked or they exploded.
Well, an argument you can make is that we've already treaded that ground, so a lot of rocket stuff should be pretty common knowledge at this point.
Yeah, but they already have another rocket program.
Oh damn, I just randomly shot into the trees where I thought a plane was, Seth.
It taken off of it, and then it just bloop.
I just randomly shot into the trees where I thought a plane was, and I got it. I got the kill.
Once you see a waffle in your rocket, you know it's coming back.
That's probably why they cut the engines.
Maybe, who knows? All I know is the rocket didn't do so well.
Got a whiner in the chat.
Are you saying about that guy that complained like an hour ago?
No, he's complaining right now.
About being stuck? I mean, that's...
No, he's saying that. Look, let me just. Look.
I don't pay attention to it.
Cuss word, please. The British garbage can't pin bad word, huh? You are a bad word me. Tank specifically built across trenches got stuck. Means it translates to, I don't know what I'm doing or talking about. Yeah, tanks are built across trenches, but it doesn't mean you're fucking invulnerable from physics. Like, you know, an example, if you try to cross where a slope is coming up instead of the actual trench, that would cause problems, right, Seth?
What are you talking about? I never got stuck.
You're supposed to cross the trench at a flat angle, not sideways, not turning on top of it, not going up other openings of slope. You know? Yeah, see that? I penetrated just fine.
That guy knew what he was doing. The enemies have overwhelmed and flanked us.
Oh, I alt-tabbed the right brigade for a second. God, there's a lot of blimps. And they're on their point today, aren't they?
Yes. I mean, when we were on their team, they were constantly winning, so...
Not constantly, but they were also losing. There's like blimps everywhere.
I mean, no, when we were on the German team, they were constantly winning. I don't think we ever lost
No.
a German match.
No, we won several German matches.
I know, but I don't think the Allies ever won.
They did. They won some. They won several. They were also kicking a lot of... But it wasn't such a landslide, though.
That's true, too. It wasn't, but they generally always won.
I think what happened was is that after you and I decided to switch over to British, all the people that were decent on the British switched over to German. That's my theory. That's my theory. Damn it, I got shot from below by a Zeppelin while being shot at by a fighter, and I didn't see the Zeppelin because I'm distracted by the fighter. Seth, where are you at?
Dead.
Oh, so you saw that, huh?
No, I just died.
Oh, okay. You gonna go lay down? Huh?
Probably after I get this one thing. What I mean is after I figure out what game that was that they kept trying to push me.
Oh, so you're getting off after you figure that out?
Yeah. Like I said, I'm not feeling so well. I'm getting a bad headache.
Yeah. Well, if you do manage to download or start downloading that, let me know.
Mm-hmm.
That was a lot of fun. Appreciate it.